Wife had 3-year affair with her college professor. She claims she was brainwashed by him. Hi, everyone. This is a really hard post to write, but it feels therapeutic to write this out. Hopefully, I can get some advice along the way. My wife and I have been married for almost 10 years. We're both in our mid-30s. A few years ago, she decided she wanted to go back to college and get her master's degree. We both thought it was a good idea. Our married life was great, and we were both very happy. It was the happiest I had ever been. When she started going back to school, life obviously got busier because she had more on her plate. After a few months, her behavior started to change. She'd stay out later than normal to study at the university library, or she'd meet up with people from class for various projects. Sometimes, she'd forget something at the office and have to go get it, even though it was late. I had a feeling something was off, but I had no proof. Everything she said made sense. Sometimes I would verify things or try to find inconsistencies, but nothing. Everything seemed normal. I just thought I was being paranoid. One Saturday morning, I sat down to check my emails. We share a home computer, which she sometimes uses for homework. I noticed she forgot to log out of her account from the night before. Before logging her out, I see tons of emails from one person. I didn't recognize the name, so I went to her Facebook and Instagram accounts to see if she was friends with this guy. Nope. So I Googled him, and it turned out it was her college professor. He was in his 50s, married, and had 3 teenage kids. It looked like he was happily married. I was relieved and didn't think much else about it. The emails seemed innocent. I remember when I was in college, I emailed back and forth with professors all the time. From then on, I never noticed anything suspicious. Again, I thought I was being paranoid. Some time goes by and life gets easier. She was really hitting her stride with school and she wasn't as stressed or busy anymore. We had more time together and we started building a house. Life was essentially on cruise control until the nightmare began. It was a Thursday and I decided to come home early and surprise her because I wanted us to go out for dinner at this new place that just opened. As I was driving down our street, I noticed a car pulling out of my driveway. We passed each other and I immediately recognized the guy. It was her old college professor. So I immediately go inside the house and found my wife standing in the kitchen wearing just a towel. She was so stunned that she didn't even know what to say. Like she was fumbling her words, asking me why I was home. I immediately asked why her professor had just left our house and why was she in a towel. She told me I was overreacting and nothing had happened. So I went straight up to our bedroom and she tries to stop me. When I got to our room, it was obvious what had happened. I told her I was going to contact his wife if she didn't tell me everything. Finally, she broke down and admitted it all. They had been having an affair on, off, for 3 years. She said it started the semester after she left his class. But she claims that she was brainwashed by him and that she didn't really want to do it. She said he was in a position of power even though he wasn't her professor anymore, and claims she was manipulated into a sexual relationship over a 3-year period. It's been a week since I found out. I moved my stuff out that next morning when my wife was at her parents' house, and I contacted a divorce attorney. I feel like a zombie. None of this even seems real. My wife has been texting, calling, and emailing me nonstop asking for forgiveness and a second chance. Her family's trying to contact me as well to convince me to give her another shot. Today, I finally blocked her on everything and her family. Fortunately, I have a great support system and everyone has been super helpful. I'm going to schedule an appointment with a therapist next week so I can get the ball rolling. It will take time to heal and I know I deserve better. Sorry for the long post. I really needed to get this off my chest. Well, let's check out the comments. Your friend is playing pick me to the ridiculous degree. That is a losing strategy. Even if you win, you lose. Always, always, always let the other betrayed spouse know. Hey everyone, upvote this. 100% you let the other betrayed person know. Absolutely, you do. Definitely tell the other woman. She has a right to know. If that is what hinges on your friend's marriage surviving, then it was never going to survive in the first place. Absolutely. He needs to tell her she's risking her health too. Maybe the cheaters should be publicly shamed too, since they express no remorse. You can tell your friend that his wife and her professor will still be an item. Telling the truth is always the best choice, but good grief, he does not need to attempt any kind of reconciliation with his wife remorselessly. Is it ever a good idea to expose the affair of your wife to her affair partner's wife? A friend of mine is having this dilemma. His wife had an affair with a professor 16 years older to her. She was egged on by the professor to file for a divorce, which she did in the hopes the professor will also follow through. But he just strung her along and satisfied his lust. Now his wife got impatient and put the divorce on reconciliation. My friend was not convinced that she is fully mentally back from her attachment to this professor. However, he really wanted to work on reconciliation, as he felt this may have been partly because he did not pay her enough attention, and also because they had a young child together, and my friend did not want the child to go through this trauma at young age. Anyway, he felt that living in same city as this professor will make reconciliation difficult. They had the option to relocate to a different state, and they took it. But after relocation, also his wife did not show any sincerity in reconciling and maintained strict boundaries with him. So they basically lived together like separated couples. Meanwhile, this professor is now relocating to the same city where they moved, potentially with his family. He still has not filed for a divorce. Now, my friend is worried that the reason for his wife not working on this reconciliation sincerely is that she was still talking to him and holding out hope for rekindling this. His wife denies it and says she is done with the guy, but she is also not willing to work on improving relationship with my friend. Anyway, the professor has not yet relocated. He only knows that he has intent to relocate, as he has activated license to practice his profession in the new state. Yeah, my friend was worried about this and checked it every month. Now my friend is wondering if he should let the professor's wife know about this affair. She is being kept in the dark and would be made to relocate to a new state with a strong risk of getting caught up in this affair again. On the other hand, he thinks if he does that, it would appear vindictive and won't serve any purpose to fix his relationship with his own wife anyway. The advantages of letting his wife know is that she could perhaps refuse to relocate, so the professor would also be forced to stay back, giving breathing room to my friend to work on his marriage, and his wife will stop holding out hope for that relationship. A second outcome is his wife can get pissed and file for a divorce from Professor in his state, which will also force Professor to be stuck there for some time in a legal battle, and because of child custody laws, he may not be able to move, as he has a 14-year-old child as well. A third outcome is wife and Professor will fight and patch up and still move, but Professor will get vindictive now. However, because wife has been informed, she may keep tabs on him, so any attempt to keep it clandestine from his side will blow over. One more relevant information in this is that in the new state, it takes 1 year to establish residency. So, if the professor is indeed planning to continue this secret affair, he would likely keep it secret for 1 more year. The professor was divorced before, so this would be his second rodeo. Edit. Thanks for the responses. Edit. My friend says he is working on a separation agreement with his wife. They want to do this amicably, as daughter likes both parents, so he does not want to mess her up at this point. If the amicable separation is not working out, he will escalate. Meanwhile, he will consider informing the professor's wife, but does not know a sure-shot way of doing it, as he knows no one over at the place who can hand-deliver the letter plus evidence to the professor's wife. So risk of interception is there,